Hello, good evening, everyone, and good morning, good afternoon, depending on wherever you are actually watching us from. So kindly pick anyone that applies to you, but it's a good evening from us here in Nigeria and from Ubong King Foundation. We count this a great privilege to be celebrating our mentor, our father, our brother, our friend, um, Dr. Ubong King. You know, one of the things that we found difficult, myself and my colleagues, over the few months is to use the past tense. It's been somehow difficult for us. I've not seen any of us that have been so comfortable using the word worse. Um, in any of our conversation when we make reference to Dr. Ubon King, because the truth is, it lives on, right? It lives on. And I know quite a number of people agree with me that Dr. Ubon King actually lives on. And tonight, we're celebrating him. We're celebrating his first posthumous birthday. And 4 hours ago, my colleague hosted Coach Steve Harris, and it was amazing. We all learned a lot, and at the back end, we were able to discuss a number of things that were high opening for us, And tonight, we have Jimmy TEWE coming on board. And if you thank you, Cosmas, good evening, thanks for joining us. Ekube Taiwo, thanks for joining us. Mary, thank you for being here. What an amazing session we had in the afternoon, right? Mary just corroborated my point. It's been difficult for all of us to use the past tense worse, but we know he's here with us. He lives on. He's here with us, and his legacy is what we have taken on ourselves to ensure they do not die. Right, Dr. King. We always say, if you want to harvest corn, if you plant corn, you harvest in a month. If you plant yam, you harvest in a year. But if you want an harvest of a lifetime, you've got to plant people. And in all honesty, that is what Dr. Ubon King has done. He has planted men, he has planted men, he has planted men, he has planted men. And we are not talking about men in Nigeria alone, but all over the world. He has planted men in Africa, he has planted men all over the continent. So tonight, like I said earlier, we are looking at what we titled creating multiple sources of income, multiple streams of income. If any of you have been an ardent follower of Dr. Ubon King, you would know that he's always um, fighting, always striving, always pushing every one of us that we must have multiple sources of income. And we're going to look into that tonight as part of the activities to celebrate his first posthumous birthday. But before we go ahead tonight, before we bring on board Jimmy Tewe, I want us to watch this video, an amazing art touching video by the kids, and you will know that Dr. King has actually poured himself into them. You could find strength, you will find courage in this video. I want us to please take a seat and watch this video that will be played next.
That is Posthumous' 49th birthday, and we are celebrating his life and time. Also, we would like to say a few words.
It's been 7 months we living without a father. I'm not going to lie, it's been a very tough one because it was very much unexpected. But today we're going to celebrate his life because we've been through so much with him, and this is not a moment to be sad or anything. It's a moment to just look back at things and just smile about it because he would have been 49 today. And I know that he's listening to this, so I'm just going to say this. Happy birthday, Daddy. I love you to the moon and back. And I know you're enjoying yourself in heaven. So I just want to tell you that I love you and I'll forever love you and I miss you so much. That's it.
Living without you has been hard, but like we're taking it one day at a time. Well, things are becoming better. We've celebrated a lot of things when you were gone, but we are getting there. We're getting there. Mom is doing a very, very good job.
Awesome job.
If you're listening, we miss you, and we promise to keep your legacy.
Happy birthday, Daddy. I want to start off by saying I love you and we all miss you. These past few months that you have not been with us, it has been hard. It has been with like a mix of emotions for everybody. It can be hard, it can be happy sometimes it can be sad. I won't lie, sometimes I can break down at some point remembering all the times we spent together. But after a few moments, I realized that you are not gone. You are just with us, but your physical body is not with us, but you are always there. I want to say that I love you, and yes, we are going to take care of mommy for you, and we can't wait to see you again. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Daddy. I love you and I miss you. Today is your 49th birthday and I love you. Even though you're not here right now, we are still, enjoying and having fun. And we're taking care of mommy for you. We miss you, we love you. And if you're seeing this video, I miss you very much. Happy birthday, Daddy.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Happy birthday.
This is really amazing. How on earth will you watch and listen to this video and you would not be emotional again and again and again? One of the things that we have all accepted is it will be difficult for us to get him off our heart. And wherever you see us talk about Dr. Ubong King, we will always reiterate the fact that the king lives on. The king lives on. The king lives on. All right. There are still two other videos we are going to be seeing, but I'll bring them in as we go. Our guest, one more time, is JIMI TEWE. Is a life coach. We actually call him the professor, right? If you have followed him closely in the last 1 year, you're going to see that he's been making waves where money, where businesses are concerned. You understand? Apenteng, thanks for joining us, and that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Some people come across his videos today, and that actually consolidate the fact that the king lives on. Some people come across his video and they do not believe he's late. They still send DM. He's not late. Don't let me say that. They do not believe he has transitioned, he has changed, he has relocated, so to say. They still see his video, listen to the messages, and still get blessed. And they still send DM like they still want him to coach them, like they still want to learn quite a number of things. So even in quote, in death, he's still making impact, absolute impact. And that's what we're talking about the life he lived. And that's what we're challenging ourselves to live. That's why we're bringing this platform on to everybody, so that by a point of our life, people will be able to say, yes, we made impact, not just living, right? So I will be calling for the second video. I want us to see this video. We would like to take all this introduction before we bring in our guest, so that there won't be distraction. You will have the whole time to yourself to listen to him, because he's a busy man and he's a man loaded with information. So one of the videos we'll be watching right now is the MD of Protection Plus, and that is Mr. Chris Aluta. He has some things to say, all over the
world. Working with Ubong King, we used to joke around. We gave ourselves a nickname, and he would usually call me Don Dante, and I'll call him Mentor King. One of my impact story with King is exposing me to a level of leadership that comes with responsibility that is far above your capacity. And those were grooming moments for me. King, just like the mother eagle, will take you high up and drop you. And he will watch you, wait for you to spread your wings. And he would come just when you're about to hit the ground. And he would do that again and again. And I experienced that to a very large extent, where looking back now that he's no longer here with us physically, that's the same method I now use to work with a lot of young people that he mentored as well. So that's my impact story, the mother eagle and the baby eaglet experience. I wish you a happy birthday, Mentor King. God bless you. Thank you.
An eagle does not relate with chickens. If you're an eagle, stop talking to chickens. If you are 20-year-old and you are still in your father's house, it's a shame.
Okay. You know, those words, you find someone else say exactly that same word, that same statement, and it won't make so much impact like he says them. It seems it just speaks them from his heart, and that was what we experienced with him, the years we've worked with him, right? There's one more video we will be watching, and that's from one of our strong hands in Ubong King Foundation. He's always behind the scene and making things work. He's an amazing man that I respect so much. And I want us, we call him Alvinator. All right. So we'll be bringing up Alvinator to speak to us about his own experience with Dr. Ubong King. So let's have that. All right. I think there is a glitch somewhere there. We are still bringing back Alvinator's video. We have some back end issues which will be sorted soon. I trust the team working on it. All right. Let me remind you one more time, if you're just joining us, that what we're speaking about tonight, and I refer to it tonight because here in Nigeria it's evening, but we identify the fact that we have quite a number of people watching from all over the world. So we say, if you're just joining us, we say good morning to you, good afternoon to you, depending on what part of the world you are watching from. All right, so permit me to say tonight, because I'm aware of my environment here, so it affects the words I use. So tonight we are discussing multiple sources of income, multiple streams of income. I watched a video of Dr. Ubong King when he was citing example of the Garden of Eden, right? Thank you very much, Bolaton Jones. Thank you, Sato Ekende. Thank you. You've not recovered from the afternoon session. I promise you. By the time you experience that of tonight, that's why it's called double impact, right? By the time we finish tonight, it will take you a number of weeks to recover from these two sessions. We're bringing in our guest tonight as soon as he's available, and he's going to pour everything he's got for us. So, you know, Dr. King was saying in that video, which went viral, and I'm certain everybody on this call right now would have seen that video where he spoke about the four streams that watered the Garden of Eden, right? He spoke about the fact that if you, as an individual, you have um, you have only a source of income, then there is a problem somewhere, and there's no way you can even break even. One of the things he normally says is the fact that for every one person that works, there are 10 people that depend on that person. So imagine if you have only a source of income and 10 people depend on you, so that will be there's no way that will be enough, because maybe I should explain what that means. It means if you work and you have a single source of income, you have your wife. If you're a man, you have your wife, you have a child at least, or you have two children, or you have three, and some might be so kind-hearted, they have seven children. So those people depend on you. Then you have brothers, you have sisters, you have people that need help, and they look out for you. They call you to be of help to them. So the dependency ratio is 1 to 10. Now, how do we, in this present economy, sustain our livelihood if the dependency ratio is 1 to 10? So it gives more credence to what Dr. Ubong King was saying while he was here with us, that every man must have a minimum of 4 sources of income. In fact, there was a video he did that we're still working on the video, Alvinator's video. Once it's ready, the technical team will let me know and you will have it. So please, I'm not just keeping you waiting. Now, there was a video he did, and when he was speaking about multiple sources of income, he said a particular person sent him a message challenging him that should everybody be an entrepreneur? Should everybody have businesses? Should everybody run an enterprise or something? And do you know that was 2019, and 2020 came. 2020 came, and there was this lockdown. Everybody was asked to go home. Nobody was working. Majority of people weren't paid because they weren't working. Yes, you weren't working. The company is not making money, so they weren't paid. So imagine if someone had multiple sources of income at that period, it would be fine. But someone that had a single source of income, and that single source had been affected by COVID, had been affected by the lockdown, how would the person have survived? You get what I'm saying? So it gives more credence to what Dr. King was always saying, that we should have multiple sources of income. All right, the information reaching me right now is that the video is ready. We want you to listen to this. We want you to watch this. So Avinator's video is coming up next. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. It's that time of the year again where we all come together to celebrate the life of a legend, Mr. Ubong Thompson King. He would be 49 years. We're, however, going to be celebrating it posthumously. Talking about Ubong, I say it a lot of times that there's so much I could say about this man. And if I wanted to start talking about Ubong, I could spend the whole day just talking about him, having known him that well. I always say that Ubong was one person that the moment you meet him, you leave impacted. And I always use this analogy that being around Ubong is like going to eat in a fancy restaurant. The service is so good, the meals are good, and you end up leaving that restaurant with two things. You leave with an impression, and that impression is usually the impact that he leaves with you, when the service in the restaurant is so good, you either order for an extra takeaway, or you leave with the memory of the good service in mind. So that was Ubong. There's no way you get to meet him that you do not leave with an impression. That's the kind of person that Ubong was. And I want to use this opportunity to say a happy birthday, to celebrate his life, though he's not here with us physically, which is the painful part. But all the same, I know that Ubong King still lives on.
All right. Remember that Ubong King still lives on. And the messages we get every time shows and proves that he still lives on. So don't forget, we're still bringing on our guest for this session, and that is no one else but Coach JIMI TEWE, and he's going to be with us soon, right? So, as I was saying the other time, that it's important that we all create sources of income. Do you know that by 2050, the population of Africa would have risen to 1 billion, 1 billion people. The population of Africa would have risen. That is the projection. And by 2050, the population of Nigeria would have risen to 400 plus million, 410 million, thereabout. Now, one of the things we must ask ourselves is 2050 is just 29 years away. Am I right? This is 2021, so it's just 29 years away. It looks like it's a long time, but whatever age you are right now, just add 29 years to it and ask yourself, where will you be? Because, like Dr. Bonking normally says, the land mass is not increasing. The land mass is not increasing, but the population is increasing, right? And I'm going to explain the effect of that to us. But before I do that, I want to bring up this next video. It's from the adorable wife of Dr. Ubong King. If you see strength, if you see her, you've seen strength. If you see her, you've seen courage, right? She's strength personified. And this is a woman that has been through quite a number of things, but she remained strong, and you won't even know. So let's listen to her. She's got some messages of gratitude to share with us. So next video.
The days leading up to my husband's first posthumous 49th birthday have been full of emotions, mixed feelings, you know, but also so many activities that we did to remember his memory and his legacies, because as long as there's life, the things he stood for, his legacy, his ideas, the principles he lived by, we'll continue to push ahead with that. And I want to say thank you to everybody out there from the depths of my heart for joining with me to celebrate this great man who walked this earth. I thank everybody from all the corners of the world. They've been such an outpouring of activities. We've had the lip sync TikTok challenge, video challenge rather, and people have sent in entries, people have sent in impact stories, and I want to say thank you to all of you. I appreciate you, and I also especially appreciate my team here at Protection Plus Services Limited Group for the encouragement, for standing with me, because there's only so much you can do alone. And like I love to say, one tree cannot make a forest. The people behind the camera, thank you. I appreciate what you do. I thank the Thinkation E-Team Media Group led by Mark Idiahi. Thank you for all you do to ensure that his words are not forgotten online. Those words, those things he used to say, those principles that he lived by, people continue to hear them online as a result of what you do. And I also want to thank everybody in the Ubong King Foundation, the team that put everything together, because we tagged it Code 22. Code 22 is just simply his birthday, which is August 22nd. I want to thank my children, Adora, Jamon, Atara, and Sarah. I think they're the bravest children in the whole world because of the way they have carried on even after their father left. You know, they've exhibited such strength, and that strength also strengthens me. And a host of other friends. Trust me, I would need to list all of them in a jotter to be able to say thank you. And this video might end maybe in a week's time if I want to start mentioning everybody. Ubong King may not be here today, but we have a lot of things lined up to ensure that the things he stood for. His content does not go extinct. So watch out, you're going to be seeing a lot of content coming from the Ubong King Foundation. We have some courses, educational courses based on the content that he created when he was here coming up. You're going to see emails from us with lots of information. So if you are subscribed to our mailing list, watch out. And if you've not yet subscribed, follow us on our platforms. You're going to see information where you can join in on what is happening. And we are going to be releasing a lot of things. His books that he had written that had not yet been published.
If Nigerian government can trust you with a gun and life admonition at the age of 18, why can't you be rich at the age of 18? I came here to provoke you to be rich. I am tired of seeing young men poor. I'm tired. Because a lot of us do not have mentors. I said for the rest of my life, I will teach you how to succeed. I will teach you how to succeed.
All right. Dr. Ubong King will teach us how to succeed, and he actually did his part, and it's left for us to take the lessons he has imbibed in us. He has actually deposited here for us. Like I said earlier, quite a number of people still go through YouTube, the Instagram page, the Facebook page, and still find relevant information that actually spur them on to do great things. And they still send messages inbox thinking that he is here. I remember the first thinkation I attended was Activate Your Thinking, and it was at Civic Center in Lagos. And for me, I sat down and ruminated over all the messages. It changed my paradigm. It changed my perspective to life. It changed a whole lot of things about how I see things. And I remembered in 2019 we did out of the box, and it was amazing. 2020 we did break the rules, right? And for all of us, after that 2020 edition, we realized that things got to change, and things started changing. Don't forget, 2022 Thinkation is still coming. We had it 2021 in spite. We had it because, like we said earlier, if you want corn in 1 month, if you want harvest in a month, just plant corn. If you want in a year, plant yam. If you want in a lifetime, plant men. And that's what Dr. Von King did. So Thinkation is here to stay because the king lives on. I want us to watch this next video, and this next video is from an amazing woman we call Debbie, right? So Debbie Shegun will be on. I want you to listen to every bit of the word she has to say, right? So the next video comes up right away.
Eagle does not relate with chickens. If you're an eagle, stop talking to chickens. If you are 20-year-old and you are still in your father's house, it's a shame.
Hi everyone, it's Debbie Tutu, Papa's girl. Happy posthumous birthday, Papa. Sincerely, I honestly don't know what to say, but I just want to say thank you for being you. Thank you for causing all the trouble. That's why I'm wearing this cap, to cause more trouble for you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for pouring yourself into every single person you came across. You believed in everyone. You connected with everyone. You had not met but from the video calls, from the pictures, you said, "Oh, look at my kitty baby." Even Sophie, you spoke with her. In our own way, will make you proud. So have fun, cause more trouble there. And I'm just a girl, Debbie Tutu. Love you. Happy birthday. Bye, Papa. I love you.
All right, so from all of us here at the Ubong King Foundation, we say happy posthumous birthday to our mentor, to our brother, to our father, to our coach, right? And an amazing man that lived his life selflessly. Dr. Ubong King could have waited all his life, spent all his resources for himself, and his family only, but he extended it to people that he never met, right? To people he never met. And some people today are still benefiting from the sacrifices he made months ago. All right. I'm going to be giving details a little bit of what vacation will be like next year, January. But before then, we have a video from someone, Hama and Yebe. And I want you to please take a minute. Don't go anywhere. Our guest is coming up in the next couple of minutes. I've gotten a message that is available, but I want us to watch this video before we go to the main dish for tonight.
Hello everyone, my name is Aman Yabe. I'm the Managing Director of Protection Plus Services, and I'm happy to be here to talk about my mentor and my chairman. Mr. King is someone who I met in 1997 at Muson Center, House on the Rock, but I never started working with him till 2011. I came into Protection Plus actually as a car hire driver, and today I'm the MD of Protection Plus. So I don't need to say much about how much impact Mr. King has made in my life, taking me from that point and bringing me up to this point that I am. I know he has impacted so many other lives, and I believe that even in death we would continue to, impact others even as he has impacted us. We would continue to uphold his legacy until we meet to part no more. I'm happy to be one of those that was greatly impacted by Mr. King, and I will carry on his legacy and uphold and defend it. Thank you very much for this time. I wish you all the best.
Okay. I was going to brief us a bit about Thinkation next year, but before that, 2018 we had 800 people in attendance. 2019 we had 4,000. It went spiraling, and 2021 we had to do a virtual session, and 2022 is going to be a hybrid session. Just hold on, we are going to get more details about that. Jimmy TEWE is ready, and I hope somebody is ready. But before it comes up, we need to watch this video. And this video is from Ayo Ita. Please, can we please watch?
Dr. King has been a very great man. He has affected my life in so many ways. First, he was my classroom teacher while I was in secondary school. He never knew that until the day I broke the news to him. And apart from that, when I started working with Dr. King, some of the things I never learned in school, he brought it my way. So I think to me, Dr. King has been a university of knowledge. He's impacted my life in so many ways, so many ways that I can't really mention all yet. However, I just need to put up this story to say he's been a great man. He will never be forgotten. He's impacted my life in several ways, and I want to also use this opportunity to wish him a very happy birthday. Boss, I'm just your boy.
When I look at everybody here, I see money. Money. When you go anywhere, what do you see about people? Your next 100 million naira is in this hall. You need to learn to connect the dots. You know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Don't allow people like this go free. Even if it's a young boy, don't get deceived by their height or their size. Be friendly with them. Cultivate. Business is war. Treat it as such.
Business is war. Treat it as such, right? One of the things we've learned about Dr. Von King is that his words are powerful. His words are powerful. 2022, Create Your World. That's the theme for Thinkation, and it's going to come up live 29th January. More details soon. Okay, maybe I'll give you a bit of it, but not now. You need to watch this video, and this video is from Ofonim Thompson. So let's listen to what Mr. Thompson have to say to us.
Joshua said, send 2 boys from the land of Shittim, from the family of Shittim, to go into the land of Jericho to spy the land. God will not give you a new instruction
until you obey the last
It's
one.
that time of the year where we come together to celebrate you, King Ubong King. Unfortunately, this time we're celebrating the life that you lived. Today you were supposed to turn 49, but yeah, you've gone to be with the King of Kings, and it has been very tough for me to make this video, but well, I eventually had to, because you know, it's bittersweet. And when I say it's bittersweet, you know, it's sweet because of, you know, what you left, your family, your wife and your kids. It's sweet to know that they're alive and they're going to continue your legacy, and we will support them. And it's bitter because, you know, obviously we would have wanted you to be around for us to celebrate your 49th birthday, but who are we to question God? You're obviously in a better place, away from the chaos in the country and the world right now, you know. And like I said, we are so sure you're in a better place, and you've gone to be with the King of Kings.
All right, he's in a better place. We are very sure of that. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually see what I'm wearing. On my shirt, I have it written out, focus. Now, someone might be wondering, what does focus mean? You know, because you might just think it's a branded shirt. It's not just a branded shirt. It represents a culture. It represents a culture. And in Ubong King Foundation, we actually have 6 tribes. And these tribes, thank you very much. Can you see that tincation? And we've got the focus tribe. Right now, I belong to the creative tribe, but it's not a competitive thing. We complement one another. So having focus tribe on doesn't make focus tribe superior to every other tribes, right? But here is it. Someone might be saying, what do you mean by tribes? Yeah, we have 6 tribes. So let me quickly mention the names of the tribes we have. Number 1, we've got the disruptors, we've got the energizers, we've got the creative tribe, which I belong to, we've got the organizers, we've got the thinkers, and we've got the focus tribe. Now, all these 6 tribes, we come together annually to put thinkation together. You might be watching this video right now on this live video, or you might be watching it as a recorded version. You could be a part of any of these tribes. These tribes represent our gifts. I personally am a creative person. I like thinking and creating things. I like you know, for me, someone said, what do I call creativity? I call it create activity. Create activity, not just activity, but productive activity. Active people are busy people. They do not run out of work. There's always work to do, something new to do. So these 6 tribes represent Ubong King Foundation. You could be watching this right now. You want to be a part of it. You can actually send a DM to the IG handle Ubong King Foundation on Instagram, and you would be admitted, right? Oh yes, I can see one of my brothers there, Disruptor Tribe. Yeah, thank you. If you are watching this and you belong to any of the tribe, please drop it in the comment section. Right, drop it in the comment section. And we're watching another video right now, and that video is from Miriam. So let's take a seat, let's relax and watch this next video from Miriam.
My name is Marian Agbohan, and I've known Mr. Ubong King for 2011 years. He was a wonderful person. Wonderful person. He made me, I would say he made me push myself to the level that I am today. Remember then, at the time I wanted to give up, I was really tired, and he asked me, you want to give up just like that and allow the enemy to laugh at you? Why not push harder? and disappoint them, and that made me push harder actually. And today I would say I'm a better version of myself because of him. And I miss him. Yes, I really do. As
Oh yes, that was quite emotional. Is there any of us that doesn't miss him? We do. Someone said here, Walter Boykin, thank you for joining, and he says, love to see, love to see. I'm not the only one happy and misty eyed. Love to see that you are not the only one. We all have this mixed feelings. It's a great thing to celebrate him, but we would have just loved to have him here while we do that, right? So Neddy also sent in a video about the impact Dr. Wong King had in his life, and I want us to watch that video while Jimmy TEWE is still setting up to give us the best he's got for us tonight.
My name is Neddy Makwi, fondly called Neddy by everybody, and my fondest memory of Mr. King was the spontaneous lunches he used to call me into his office to have with him and his executive assistant. During those lunches, it wasn't just idle talk we had. We had fun. He showed that he cared for us, but at the same time, he gave us advice on different spheres of life. My fondest advice was him asking me one day to close the blinds, that the environment around him was discouraging and not encouraging, and he had a vision, he had a picture he wanted to capture in his head as of that point in time. It was so clear to him that he wanted to document it down while we were eating. Mr. King was not just a visionary to say lightly. He was someone that once he had a picture in his mind, he wanted to see it through to the end, and he wanted to capture that picture literally as well as physically. So from him, I learned a lot. I learned to capture my vision. I learned to pursue my vision. And I learned that all the business principles I need in this life are already in the Word of God. All I have to do is find out where the solution is for whatever problem I'm encountering as of that point in time.
All right. And to be very honest, that's who Dr. King is to us. He thinks a lot. I remember one time I shared some things with him. He listened to me, and the next thing he said is, Bolaji, go get it done. And I was like, go get it done. But the truth is, I'm doing those things right now because he challenged me to do that. All right. So I was talking about the tribes we have. And I know someone might be asking that what actually does thinkation mean? If you follow Dr. King for a while right now, you will know that thinkation is a fusion of two words, which means thinking, right, and education. And Dr. King will always say that the problem is not the location, it is the thinkation. If you can think, what you have is enough, right? So the problem he said we have in Africa is that people do not think, and that's the truth. So if the few of us here, the many of us here that he has impacted, if we start thinking and start bringing this culture to our young folks, you realize that a lot of things will change. Out of every 10 Nigerians, you realize that 7 of them, 6.9, actually 7 of them are youth. They are young people. So if we can help these young people to get out of this dependent stage where they wait for everyone to get everything for them, everyone to do everything for them, we will be able to change the narrative in this nation, right? And that's why we have the 6 tribes: the creative tribe, the disruptor tribe, the energizer, the focus, the thinker, and the organizer tribe. All right, there's an additional one more video we need to watch, and that video was sent in by Ruth. I want us to please watch and listen to this video. Comes up next.
Everyone, I head Corporate Services and Protection Plus Services Limited. Talking about Dr. Ubong King, it's a great deal of assignments. He was just about too large to be put into some 1 minute talk. I worked with him for a span of 9 years and above, I think, and his depth of person, the broadness of his character, the way he could flow with anyone, despite the social class or the wealth status, was something that could keep you marveling for a long period of time. He was one who walked whatever thing he said. He walked the path that he chose to walk on, and he walked with every sense of authenticity. It's a huge loss to us that he's gone now. Truth is, as you go through work every day, you make challenges, you just keep seeing parts of him. Inwardly, I ask myself, how would boss have attended to this? How would he want us to react? And those are the invaluable things left for us, lessons that we could never quantify. We will see you again someday. Until then, thank you for being who you are, and we look forward to that.
We'll see you again someday. Yeah, and that's true. But quite a lot of people even still see him today as we move all around our daily activity. Is like it seems he speaks to us every day, most especially when we're on our daily routines. When for me, I got to know about mental massage from him, and I have a file on my gadget that says mental massage. So every time I'm done with my first meeting in the office, I have to sit down and keep playing the videos in the mental massage file while I do some other things in the office. So really, it seems we see him in everything we do on a daily, right? So that's how his life has been to us, and that's why it's difficult for us to use past tense for him, like I said earlier. So thinkation, like we said, is a fusion of two words, thinking and education. A lot of people have education, but they do not think. And a bird cannot fly on one wing, it takes both wings for the bird to fly perfectly. So thinking plus our education is what actually makes the change or the changes we actually desire. Right? Okay. Jimmy Tewe says he will be with us in 3 minutes. I'm not sure you're ready for this because this is going to blow you away. He's going to be here for a few minutes, and he's someone I've known for years, and I know a few minutes with the professor would actually change a whole lot of things. So I want us to look forward to that. I was saying earlier that by 2050, Nigeria would have is projected to have 400 million people. Now, the question is 29 years away from here, how old will you be? So, if you are 25, right, let's even say 30. If you are 30 right now, you're going to be 59 by 2050. 59, and that means, the land space is not becoming bigger, but the people are getting more and more on daily basis. Annually, we have 20,000 plus children daily. So now the point is there would be need for more resources. People will have more needs because what 20 million people need is not the same. What 200 million people need won't be the same as 400 million people would need. So the point here is, what will you be doing by the time you're at that age? You might be 20 today, you're going to be 49 then. You might be watching me right now, you're 30, you're going to be 59. You might be 40, you're going to be 69, 70. By then, are you going to sit, cross your leg then, and be enjoying the sacrifices you've made today? Or you will be there then and be asking questions, why didn't I? Someone said to me years ago that there are two kinds of people: the people that their lives are called examples, and the people that their lives are called warning. Right? The example are people we see and we say, you better live your life like that guy. Let your life be like that lady. That's how people. That's what we're talking about today. Everybody loves what Dr. Von King had done with his life. He didn't have it all together when he started. He didn't have a spoon, let alone a golden spoon. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Some people had golden spoons, some people have spoons, some people do not even have spoon at all. I think Coach Jimmy is ready and getting set for us. So, what we're talking about is, if the population of Africa becomes a billion, what will be your own share out of all that? Coach JT,
How you doing?
I'm
Good to
doing
see you,
great,
brother.
sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I
Good to
must
have
first
you here.
apologize. I'm in Houston right now, so I just got where I'm staying, and I just had to run in. Of course, they said that Houston is the Lagos of Nigeria, so I see a bit of similarities in some things, traffic and all that. But it's so great to be here today. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
And we are really looking forward to share from your bank of knowledge, from your bank of wisdom. Quite a lot of comments have come in before you came. People saying
Yeah.
they can't wait for the session, they can't wait for the session to begin, they can't wait to hear the professor. So we are really
That's
looking
fine.
forward to yeah, we are really looking forward to have that side of the professor. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
From this side of the world is evening. So thank you for joining us tonight.
My
And
pleasure.
we
My pleasure.
appreciate the fact that regardless of your schedule, you still chose to give us some time in honor of our brother, our mentor, our father, Dr. Ubong King, that we celebrate his posthumous birthday today. Um,
All right.
I don't know. Coach Steve sang in the afternoon. I don't know if you would like to sing happy birthday to Dr. King before we proceed.
Sing. You want to lose your network. I don't sing with this voice. This is not a singing voice. I can
Somebody
sing
said,
away the anointing if I'm not careful.
somebody said some people sing and angels come down, while some people sing and angels run away. So I will leave people
You know
to
the
judge.
group I mean.
Yes, I will leave people to
No, you don't
decide.
need to leave them. The angels might lose
Thank
their way.
you. Thank you.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
interesting. Thank you one more time. Thank you very much. So we
Yeah.
will be going straight to our discourse tonight. And
Yeah.
permit me, I use more of tonight because I'm aware of my environment here.
Sure.
But we'll be using, we'll be talking about the importance of multiple sources of income, multiple streams of income.
Mm.
Dr. King is someone. Before you join, I said it's been difficult for us, myself and my colleague, to even use the past tense for him. So while I talk, I might be using is, was. I pray God will help me, because we know he still lives on and it's difficult for us to get him off our
Olaji,
hearts.
the line is breaking a bit. You wanna
Okay, can you hear me now, sir?
it's a bit clear now,
Is it
yeah.
clear, right? It's clear now. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So, we'll be talking about the importance of multiple streams of income. This is what Dr. King hammered on a lot while he was here with us. But before we speak about creating multiple sources of income, I want us to talk about importance of entrepreneurship. I think JT is gone. I want to believe the network is okay on my side, or is it on his side? I'm sure he will be with us back shortly. Um, all right, so I pray he comes back. Okay, I'm good on this side. I hope the glitch is from the other side there, and we want to trust that he will get it fixed in a matter of seconds. All right, I think he's coming back in. All right, he's back in. All right, sir, can you hear me from that side, sir?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much one more time. Okay, so I was saying before we proceed to talk about the importance of multiple streams of income, I want you to please talk about the importance of entrepreneurship in Nigeria or Africa as a whole, the importance of creating jobs, starting businesses, entrepreneurship, because we look at the population of young people, and that's like out of 10 people, you have 7 young people. Every 10 Nigerians you select, you have 7 youth. So, what's the importance of business entrepreneurship in Nigeria?
Okay, well, I mean, asking me will probably just be asking opinion about what I think. Clearly, any nation that is of significance in the world that we live in today is only significant to the degree to which they are contributing value. So there are nations that are relevant to maybe military strength. But if you go back to the economics, you find that they're applying military equipment to the world. That is some sort of entrepreneurship. So in the world in which we live in today, your relevance is directly tied to the amount of value that you're able to deliver, whether it's at an international, global stage, whether it's nationally within your organization, even within the family. The child, a last-born can become the firstborn by contributing more economic value to the family or value in other dimensions. And so the concept of entrepreneurship is not just an idea of just I'm starting something. No, not at all. It's about the opportunity to add value through an enterprise. And so where Nigeria is concerned, I'll tell you that a lot of what can be done or needs to be done in Nigeria is tied to the environment where entrepreneurship can actually thrive. Without that, we're going to struggle a lot to even begin to achieve the kind of transformation that we want.
I love that sentence. You said our relevance is tied to the value we deliver. And I want to believe strongly that this is the problem we have in Africa. Africa has always been on the other side of receiving value, but we hardly contribute value to the development of other nations, to the development of other nations. And I tell people that scam is when you receive something, but you receive value, but you do not give value back in return. All right, sir. Thank you very much for that. It's evident that businesses and entrepreneurship would help a nation develop economically. But I want us to look into this. What do you say the role of the government is when it comes to creating jobs, creating businesses, entrepreneurship in a nation? What would you say the role of the government is?
Okay, all right. I mean, the role of the government, I always say that anytime I see government say things, we created 300,000 jobs. And what they mean by that is that they opened a new parastatal and they hired people. That is actually a pseudo job. It's not a real job. The real jobs belong to the organizations who are able to now, that are adding value in clear areas, and they're able to now make that value available in companies and those kind of things. Now, what government's role is to ensure that they're able to provide the environments required. The environment required is what government's meant to do. So what government does essentially is that they are meant to make sure that there are infrastructure in place, number one. There's funding in place right there. There's, I mean, the basic infrastructure. I'm in America right now on a conference tour and all that, and the average person is not thinking about internet, not thinking about power, nothing. Because you see, when you're in an environment where the basic infrastructure is actually available, what you find is that you are able to do a lot more things. You can act. In America today, I know, for example, that once you have good credit, you can actually go online and you can get $20,000, $40,000 as a loan, at maybe single digits, 2-3%, maybe even 4%, and all that. But in Nigeria, it's a lot tougher. So the responsibility of government is not to create jobs, but to create the environment that can allow for the creation of jobs. That's what I would say in that regard.
All right. Thank you very much. The role of the government is to create the enabling environment, right? Now, one of the things I realized, we've had Dr. Ubong King say many times that the problem is not our location, the problem is our thinkation. And I know you've moved with him for too long to know that he normally says thinkation is the fusion of two words, thinking and education, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the problem of our location, but it's thinkation. Now, when you see an airplane leave this shore, it goes with the black people, and they don't seem they want to come back. But when these vessels are coming back, they come with white.
Hmm.
So could we say there are a lot of opportunities here that our thinking and our education are not really affording us the privileges to see? Or what would you say about that? Why is it that we have the whites coming here and we have the black going there? We have the word japa or something now that we use for that.
Well, first and foremost, the world is a global platform. So if people decide that they want to export, their potential beyond the borders of their country, they are free to do that. However, going to the first part of what you spoke about, where people are coming to the country, irrespective of color, and they are very aware of the security challenge in Nigeria, it lets you know, obviously, that there's something that's in here. It could be one or two things. Is that they are getting advantages that they will never get. For example, one of the richest nations in the world is Switzerland. But there's also one of the ones that harbors the most corruption. So you find a lot of wealth there. The reason is not because they are necessarily creating value and adding value. It's because they have created an environment where the value that is there is that stolen funds can be put there. Do you get my point? There are nations, so
Yeah.
for example, now, when I register an offshore company that was going to do illegal transactions, there are some nations that the value they give is that you can bring your funds. We will not question your funds. Just keep your funds here. You're not going to pay tax on it. That's the value that they're giving. So again, if you think about it from a capitalist point of view, you can see that way. Now, question of is it being right or wrong is a different idea altogether. So what we're now saying basically is this: that yes, for whether it's you want to japa, that's because you are seeing opportunity. It's not about escaping reality, because no matter where you go to, there's no place like heaven. All right. So that's what you need to
Yeah.
know. But look at Nigeria. There's a lot of chaos, unfortunately, insecurity. I remember that Ubong used to say that the issue when the security thing began to grow, he said to himself, this is my opportunity. There's an opportunity in this place. Now, it takes a kind of person to be able to see opportunity where there's chaos. Do you get my point? Because every
Yeah.
time
I think we are having issues with the connection. Let me check with my team here and be sure the issue is not from my side. Um, I think we are having some internet issue. Okay, so it's good from my side here. So I guess we might be having the issue from the other side. So let's please bear with us, and in a second I'm sure he will be back. But remember what he said. Let me quickly remind you that the, the degree at which you're relevant depends on the value that you deliver. So if you are watching today, and I'm going to bring that question to him when he comes back about the population of Africa in the next couple of decades, because the value you offer will be what makes you relevant. We can be talking about Dr. King today because he actually lived his life offering value. He actually lived. He lived his entire life giving back to people, giving back to the community, and this is important. Another thing that Coach JT said is the fact that government should create enabling environment, right? And infrastructures, funding, internet, you know, and all that. Yes, your relevance is tied to the value you deliver. Someone just said that. Thank you. That shows you're actually following us. Yes, Coach JT is back in the house. All right, sir. Can you hear me clearly from that side? Hello, JT. Can you hear me? The prof. Can you hear me? Okay. You are muted from your side. Can you please unmute? If you can hear me, sir, from your side, you will have to please unmute. I think yes. You are unmuted now. I'm not sure you can hear me still. I'm not sure you can hear me still. So it was talking about the fact that there might be opportunities here that people see. And I really keep this word to heart according to what Dr. Von King said, that it's not about the location, it's about the thincation. It's about your thinking and your education. One of the uh, profounding lessons I've learned from Dr. Bon King was in his office when he took me into his bath, and with a glass of water, he poured some ingredient inside that actually um, turned the color of the water into brown. Then he put it by the tap, and he said to me that all of us came with that innocence. The water was clean, the water was pure. That was how our hearts were, that was how our minds were. But our environment, okay, yeah.
Can
JIMI
you hear
is
me now?
down. Yes, I can. I can
Okay,
hear
I had to
you.
switch my internet provider. Sorry, I've done that already.
All right, I think it's clearer right now. All right. So we were talking about the opportunities that could be here in Africa. Why people from other continents keep coming here, and it seems our own people find their own continent as a means of escape. So you were talking about two things. You said first could be maybe they find opportunities in. So we'll be listening to you.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, I mean, what I was saying in essence is this, that whether it is fraud that they are doing, fraud is an opportunity. We don't participate in that opportunity. But for us that have clear value, we have to become a lot really entrepreneurial. And to be entrepreneurial doesn't just mean to open a store. It means to pursue opportunity till there is fulfillment. And I think that that's one of the things that Ubong is trying to also put and instill in the youth. The concept or the idea that you will just stroll, wake up, open a business, it's going to work and all that is just a lie. Do you get my point? So a lot of people are thinking about running away because that idea is not sustainable in the reality we have in Nigeria. However, I will tell you that there's so much opportunity. Someone said to me, "Oh, now you're doing things in America. Have you left Nigeria?" I said, "Leave Nigeria for what? I'm coming to Nigeria in a few weeks. I'm going to be in and out. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, including for the." Are you hearing me? So that's the thing that is there. There's over 200 million people that are there, and a good number of them they need me. I can add value. So it's about the mindset, and there's a way your mind can be set to avoid danger. The problem in avoiding danger is that many times big things are lurking behind what you call danger. So you miss out on opportunities because when opportunity comes, it looks like hard work many times. When it comes, it looks like a high risk. It is when it has matured and become, there's fruitfulness around it that people now say, "Oh, how I wish has never changed the world." The key, therefore, is this, that we need to become a lot more intentional in how we think, and being able to assess opportunities rightly and being able to maximize them.
Wow, wow, wow. I love the definition of entrepreneurship you mentioned. He said it means pursue opportunities till there is fulfillment. I love that so much. Thank you very much. But you made a statement here that looks so much like what Dr. Von King normally says. He says to get out of trouble, you have to get into trouble. And here you said big things are lurking behind danger. You said big things are lurking behind danger. Could we say they are actually same thing? Could we say you're actually saying people to get out of the issue and to get out of the trouble at hand, people might have to get into bigger trouble?
Well, yes. I mean, trouble is a relative word. Trouble basically means a state where things are not balanced, where things are not smooth and all that. And if that's the truth, entrepreneurship is trouble. That's the thing. Ask anybody. There are people, for example, that in 2019, they came up with a business plan based on an opportunity. They borrowed money from the banks. I know a few people borrowed money from the bank, and then COVID hit. Trouble. And the key is not learning how to totally avoid trouble. Is that if it comes, how do you surmount it? Learn from it. Beat it. You have to beat trouble. I mean, what Ubong will say is that, to come out of trouble, you have to get in trouble. So two things. You have to get into trouble, but you need to learn how to come out of trouble. I think that's where men and women and giants are actually built. And that's the whole idea. So because it's not necessarily about looking for trouble, it's about pursuing the things that are ahead of you. There will always be assumptions. There's also going to be things that you're not very sure about. That's the trouble dimension. But if you are convinced about it, pursue it and make it a reality.
Beautiful, beautiful. When you were talking, you mentioned our current population. Before you came online, I said, according to Dr. Ubong King and research, which is on internet, Africa by 2050 will be 1 billion people. Nigeria is projected to be 411 million people. Now, what would you say that brings as an opportunity? What would you explain to people that it serves as an opportunity for us?
The only way you can see this as an opportunity is if we are able to become a producing nation. In fact, the numbers you have raised are actually a big risk. When over 200 million and then you now begin to project larger numbers are coming on board and there's no production, you are going to have a crisis. So to be very honest, our population can either be a weapon or it can be a weapon to win or a weapon of mass destruction. It becomes a weapon of mass destruction when there's no productivity in the system, which is what is currently going on in the nation. Do you get my point?
Yes.
I flew into Houston this morning and I had to get an Uber, to get me to where I was going. And the gentleman was a Nigerian, an elderly man, and he was just lamenting about Nigeria and all that, talk about how the dollar is now 515. Remember when it was 200. And even the Uber driver, knew that the reason why we are where we are is because we're not producing anything. He knows that. So now this is the thing that is there. The people that are coming into the country from other countries see 200 million people. The more they see a market, people that are obsessed with buying. So they know that we can produce things for them, we will sell. Number two is that if we need resources at low or no cost, we can get it here. So until we reposition ourselves, and the only way to reposition ourselves is to become aware of who we truly are, our true value, accept that value, and begin to now position ourselves to give it to the world. Yesterday, I was watching a video. It was set in 1906 or so, and it was about the oil palm in Nigeria and all that. How the oil palm was growing. We didn't even used to plant it. We are exporting oil palm that we didn't used to plant. Do you get my point? So the fact about it is that it's simply a case about value. There's no other story around it. It's all about value. So again, the numbers, whether it's 500 million, whether it's 400 million people, the key to it is what value are we bringing on board? If we transform that, Nigeria can be one of the best countries in the world. Ultimately, that's the thing that is there.
All right. Now let's just. I want you to help our viewers, our listeners, the participants of this call. How do we create multiple streams of income? Dr. Ubong King said one of his meetings that somebody challenged him that must everybody be an entrepreneur, and So I want you to take it from that side. Must we all have businesses? Must we all employ people? Then how can we create several things that brings in money?
I mean, again, multiple streams of income is a very laudable desire, but I would say to people that in building multiple streams of income, start with one. And I think that's why people miss it. They want to have 10 businesses. No. There are people that own 14 businesses, and the person that's making money from one business is making more money than them. So the idea is not about how many channels. The strength of the channels also matters. Now, as you begin to build, you can actually have strong channels that give you a lot of value. So what I tell people is that start with one. And as you start with one, there are two things you can do. Number one is that you are able to take what you are making from one and diversify into another. You can do that. You can also, while you are doing one, see new opportunities. Now, some multiple streams of income, for example, doesn't mean that you have to be the one running by yourself. I'm looking to do businesses, for example, with people that we co-own an organization, and it's a multiple stream of income. Then there are other things beyond that to investment and many other areas. So let's not get into the, I own 4 businesses. And look, you can own one business and be better than a person that owns 50 businesses. So the concept he was trying to, put out there is the fact that, again, now the danger with one stream of income is that if something major happens to it, like COVID, like happened last year and all that, you're affected. So sustainability is another concept that's required where business is concerned. Multiple streams of income are good so that way, irrespective of the season of the year, there's always a flow. Do you get my point? That's
Yes.
the concept or the idea behind that. But please, let's build one after the other. Not that you now have 4 businesses and it looks like you have only one or half.
Our time has been fast spent, but I'm tempted to ask this one question, which would be the final one. When you were talking, you mentioned sustainability, right? I've come to realize that in Nigeria, it's easy to start a business, but it's difficult to run a business. It's difficult to sustain it. Now, Dr. Ubong King has hundreds of thousands of young people that follow him. We have them on our platforms. We've had them at Thinkation. So please, I just want us to give us 1, 2, 3 ways you think young people can sustain their business in this country. I'm talking about SMEs, people that they are just running their online business, maybe an online restaurant, maybe a logistic firm, maybe a media outfit, some young chaps in school or out of school that are doing something. How do you think we can keep running our business in spite of what our nation says today?
I think the first thing I would say to young people is that don't be distracted by the outside, focus on the inside. And I'll explain what I mean by that. A lot of young business owners are in the cloud of I own a business. And there are lots of things that they are getting into their business that they are doing that they have no business doing because they're trying to remain in league. So when I say don't be distracted by outside, focus on the inside, is sit down with your idea, sit down with the value, sit down with your market, sit down with the industry, the knowledge that is there, and grow it. Because that's one of the first things. The problem is not first with Nigeria, it's always first with ourselves. Success is always an inside job. I think the next thing that is there is that people need to begin to look at the concept of collaboration, all right? Because again, like I said, one of the things about I'm the CEO of XYZ place, but there's a possibility of partnership, that you can actually explore, not just locally, but globally. There are collaborations. Collaboration is not a partnership because partnership is more, fixed and solid. A collaboration means that there are things we can do from time to time and all that. So I think that people can do things like that. Of course, you see, somebody says, so you don't grow big to do the right things. You do the right things to grow big. Don't think your business is small. Think about it as it is. It's a global business starting at a small level. So what do I mean by that? Start integrating right practices in it as much as possible from the onset. Don't just have board of directors that are just on your website. Be accountable to them. Make sure that every quarter you're reporting to them. Those are the kind of things that need to be. So your proper governance structure is very critical. And I think the other thing about it is funding. And I tell you that there is never a money problem. Money is never a problem in business. If you need money, 2 things: you get it, or you convert your need into an opportunity for somebody. So what I mean by that is that if I need $50,000 today and all that, and I can make $50,000 from it, I can call Bolaji and say to Bolaji, how would you like to make $10,000? Oh, wow, I'm interested in that. Then you share that opportunity. So what have you done? You've taken your need and converted it to an opportunity and keep your word. Don't come later and say the business will not go. Meanwhile, you're hiding money and all that. Do you know how many people have money in Nigeria that are looking for where to invest? But the problem about it is that, number one, you are not dedicated to what you are doing. So they ask you, how much you have money you have? You say, no, it's my idea. It's all I have. Nobody pays for ideas. Forget about it. Better be serious with your life and focus. Create something that people can actually believe in and they can now work from there. Let me stop there.
Wow. There's a way everyone connected to Dr. Ubong King can blow your mind with just one statement. You said something that just blew me off. You said you don't grow big to do the right thing. You do the right thing to grow big. That's amazing. I want to say a big thank you.
Thank you, man.
On behalf of the entire team at Ubong King Foundation. Thank you. We really know how busy and occupied you are, most especially when you're on the conference tour. And for you giving us these few minutes means a whole lot to us. We want to say thank you for being here. I don't know if you have one word to speak to myself, my colleagues, and on this birthday, this first posthumous birthday of our mentor, Dr. Ubong King.
Well, thank you very much. And of course, again, happy birthday to Ubong. I'm sure it's disturbing some angels around, causing trouble where he is. I think that the biggest lesson we can learn from it is the fact that, even though he's not physically here, we're actually gathered around this idea. And that's the thing that is there. You are an idea, actually. First of all, you are an idea in God's mind expressed on earth. And the worst thing that can happen is for God's idea to be extinguished, even though you have left the earth. So this is the thing that is there. What is it that is in your heart that is strong for you to do? This you only have every day allotted to you for you to be able to live it day by day. So please be committed to you. The word "you" is also an acronym. YOU. It means you owe us. What is it that you owe us? It is important that you deliver on that. That is what we're going to remember about you long after you have gone. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. We will release you to leave from here.
Thanks.
So you can attend to some other things. It
All
means
right,
a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
God
William.
bless.
God bless you. Love you, and love to the family also. All right.
Yeah, she
Bye.
hears that. All right, bye. All right, thank you everyone for joining us. But remember his parting shot. He said that each day is allotted to us to fulfill that idea which God has sent us to fulfill. Every one of us, we are an embodiment of idea. God sees us as ideas, and Dr. Bonking is gone, but his idea is still here, and that tells us he is here, right? So please, I want you to watch this video all over and all over and all over again, because you might think you heard some things, but you didn't hear them. You've got to listen to them again. Like my own faith says, it says, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. So you've got to keep hearing this. You've got to keep listening to this and keep saying this to yourself. What has really hit you big time today? But one statement hit me. It says you do not do the big thing. You do not let me I wrote that. I said you don't grow big things. You don't grow big to do the right thing. You actually do the right thing to grow big. It is very, very important. So we say a big thank you to JT for being here with us tonight. And I want to say thank you to all my amazing colleagues at Ubong King Foundation and all our friends at Protection Plus for being so amazing. Code 22 is here. And tomorrow might be 23rd of August, but 22 remains in our heart forever because Dr. Ubong King lives on. And I need to let you know that this is going to be coming to your screen every month. We're going to be bringing amazing people to help us think and change our perspective as regards the things we see. My name is Bolaji Babalola, and you might not have seen the people behind the scene, but they've been amazing and they've been able to keep me strong here to be able to serve you better. And that's what we represent at Ubong King Foundation. So we want to say a good night here, a good morning, a good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. And to everyone watching this video after this live, we want you to know that Dr. Ubong King lives on. You can always follow all his handles on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. You always find value there because there are enough value that he left here with us. And from us, like we said when we started, it's a mixed feeling, but the feeling of joy sustains us all through the day. So we want to say happy birthday to UK. Happy birthday, Ubong King. We love you and we will forever do. Thank you for all you did while you were here. And thank you for the gift of your wife you've given to us. Thank you for the gift of your children. And your legacy lives on. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And we say a good night from here. All right, good night. Go and cause trouble.
Thank you.